want to open up for questions? I'm sorry.
Oh, there's a question. This is our first time with an audience.
This is our first time with an audience.
Oh, we have a question.
I
too.
forgot.
We didn't pay them either.
We have a question.
Well, first off, I was during the whole thing. I'm just like, can we clap? Honestly, I have a question, but before I get to the question, I just want to say that this episode was so powerful and so enlightening and so encouraging. Like, I literally teared up twice. That I just wanted to just like ask my questions then or say my questions, but you are amazing. And I know you're teaching and I know you're cooking, but man, you need to be a motivational speaker. You just spoke so much life into me, you don't even know it. Like, I'm just impressed. I'm so impressed by you. I'm so impressed by you. Like, you guys, this is amazing. I kind of wish you would have just done this live recording, because, well, then you couldn't, because people would be asking questions, and then you can't really pay attention and answer all the time. But I'm hoping, like, let me just answer my question. So, you said a couple times about how you have time. You're being selfish, basically, for yourself. You said you went out of the country for 20 days or whatever. I've never been a day without my children. They are 10 and 11. And my whole entire life is now consumed as being a housewife and a mom. I used to work 3 jobs. I went to college, got my degree, I was bartending, but then when I got my career, I was a social worker and a probation officer and a BDF. Just always. Me and my husband have been together since we were 23, 24, we're 49. So it was just us, and then we decided to have kids at 37. So I had her at 37, I had my son at 39. It's been done ever since. We moved, we relocated, I stopped working, I've been a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. And everything I do in my day is something to do with them. I have so many goals, so many ideas, so many things going on, and I can't figure out how to be selfish about it. How did you get to the point where you were able to say, I need to do this for me? Husband, I need you to do this, because my husband's thing every day is because I work. Why can't you do this, or can you do that? I just went to work all day.
Yes. We're on vacation.
And work all day.
Yep.
Well, you be doing that regardless. Whether I was a stay-at-home mom or if I work, you still have to work, and you still have to take care of your family and tend to your family. He feels like because he works and now I don't, I have to do everything that has to do with the family, and he works. So it's like sometimes I feel guilty if I say, like today, I'm like, you're gonna have to go pick up our son because I want to go to this. And he at first was like, well, I planned on doing this and I planned on doing that. I was just looking at him like, do I ever say I'm going somewhere for me or doing this for me? So he was just like, it's no problem, go ahead. So he, he'll come around, but how do you, because I feel guilty when I do stuff. Like even if, like my friends will come over and visit and they'll say, you have this pool, you live in Florida, I'd be kicked up with my feet up every day, I'd be watching this show and that show. I don't even get to watch TV because if I do this at like 11 or 12 at night once they're asleep. How do I do that?
So I think number one, boundaries, right? And my marriage was not always perfect. I have to choose to be in this marriage, but my partner have to get on the same page with me, right? Because I knew how it was to be a single mom, and I did a good job at that, right? So that was the first step, setting my goals, making sure that my partner knew what I wanted out of our life, if we choose to be together, was very important, right? And that came with me being selfish. because again, I raised my daughter by myself. I lived for her. Everything was the kid. Everything was for her. Everything she wanted. But I needed to search and follow my happiness. I needed to be happy. In order for me to be my best product, my best self as a mom, as a wife, as everything, as a friend, as a daughter, I need to be happy. I needed to be happy. And you have to decide. I took a year, I left teaching and I went to search better health, right? I was morbidly obese. And I knew I couldn't be my best self for my child, for my husband, for my business, if I didn't take any control of my health. And that was when I say, this is it. I crossed that line. And I promised to myself that nobody was going to cross that line unless I allow you. So loving myself, knowing what I want, taking care of my health, prioritizing myself, open all the doors. Because that's when I right now I have no breaks. I'm running on high all the time. There's no break. But I think taking control of my health, of my emotions, of my why, and when you believe in your product, when you believe in you,
Right.
it's unstoppable. You become unstoppable, and that's how I am right now. But I think that was it. That was it, and letting my children know, hey, mommy need a life too.
Yeah.
Right now, my daughter called me. I love her, and she know I melt for her. But you know what? If I cannot answer that phone call, I'm not answering. I love to hear my audiobooks in the car. That is a weakness that I have. That's my
your
time, my
downtime.
commute. I drive around.
Your me time.
Yeah. And this is actually, my coach, my business coach, teach me how to do the audibly. I'm not very technology savvy at that point. And she said, well, I said, I'm missing reading, since I have my boy, I could hardly get books in my hand and read it. Yeah. And she said, well, download audibly, download your books there. So if you call me and I'm in the middle of like a great chapter, I'm not answering you.
Yeah.
And I don't feel guilty. I'm like, if it's an emergency, send me a message. But that is part of being selfish. When I'm having my cooking shower.
Can we not use the word selfish anymore? Can we just say make ourselves a priority?
Absolutely. Yeah, taking care of
Because it's not
yourself.
selfish. Men, and God bless him, I love my husband. We've been married almost 20 years, y'all. I love him. But men will make themselves a priority.
Yes.
And we will not, and we've been taught not to do it. And when we do it, we're told that we're
everyone
selfish.
ahead of
We are
ourselves.
not
Yes.
selfish. We can make ourselves a priority and still be a mother and a wife and accomplish our goals. But if we don't set boundaries, our health is going to suffer. Our mental is going to suffer. Our kids are going to suffer. Our husband's going to suffer. And we will not be fulfilled and be the person that whoever you believe is your creator or not your creator has called you to be. Stop sacrificing every skill and ability that has been poured into your life, every skill and ability that you are born with, because you don't feel supported. Start putting your boundaries up. Start saying what you want. Start setting your goals. Start saying, I am going to step up and be the woman I was called to be. I'm going to show you what I can do. And I need you to partner with me. And we need to communicate together so we can be successful as a family. And in order to be successful as a family, I need to use the skills and abilities I was born and gifted with. And I need you to help me.
Definitely.
Because you are more than just a mom. You are more than just a wife. You are phenomenally made. And you need to start showing who you are.
And when you have a true partner, that partner will respect that. And I had to tell you, the partner that you had chosen, and they choose you, you choose them, and this is how it goes. That man that you choose as your partner need to understand that just how they have priority, just how they have goals, you have them, and that your goals are equally important. And my husband has a very physical job. My husband, Bill, right? And I hear that before. I hear that like, oh, my job is so physical. And I say, hey, baby, listen, you choose that job. I go and I teach I go and I cook.
Yeah.
I choose that job. If you have a physical job, if you have to hustle, sweat, talk, that's a choice. You're not responsible for that job. That's their choice. If you have a job that requires you sitting down, AC, that's your choice. We didn't make those choices for them. So if they feel tired at the end of the day, they need to rearrange their schedule. Get more sleep, eat better, work out, do whatever you need to do so you feel ultimate. But it's not our job to make them feel their best self.
Right.
It's our job to make us feel our best self. And your partner has to understand that. If a true partner wants to be in partnership with you, they will understand that. And I am very grateful that my partner have finally understand what is my vision and that I'm going to conquer it with or without. That's the thing. We have to know we're going to do it. You have to make the decision to do it with or without. We need to stop living in fear. What happens if I don't have a partner? Oh, the world will collapse. It's not going to collapse.
Life keeps
If
going.
you are very determined and you know why you're doing what you're doing, and that you have a clear vision of doing it with or without, you'll be just fine.
I would say two. I agree with Chef Jerry.
Yeah.
Two things happened. One, I used to work full-time job. This is before he's got a full-time job. I was working, we called them half days, 5:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. in a plant. I still cooked. I still cleaned. I still did all the grocery shopping. I made every meal. And I would ask him to just do the dishes. And for years, he didn't do it. And then something happened called a concussion. I was in a car accident. Not my fault. Got hit by a car. And then for that year, I couldn't do most things. Just getting Izzy out the door to school was a challenge. I would come home and have to sleep half the time because my brain had to like re-input, whatever. I had to redo everything. So during that time, Reggie had to. And then he found out that he could. He can do the dishes. I don't require him to cook, but he can do the dishes. He can pick up Izzy a couple days a week. And we're doing it together. So I don't have to do it without him. I'm doing it with him. But some life choices and some life challenges happen, and we just had to work it out. But you've got to communicate. Your husband loves you. He loves your kids. But tell him, baby. Tell him what you need. And then figure it out together. Tell him.
Yeah.
I have one last question. This is for all of you, just real quick.
Okay.
So I make like 2 or 3 different meals every day for dinner because this one is not eating that.
Yeah.
My husband comes home with a new idea for first it's the anti-inflammatory diet. Here's cook, then it's more then it's vegan, then vegetarian, then it's... So I'm always making at least 2 meals for dinner. How do you guys, do you just, whatever I make, that's that?
I do that now. I have a 12-year-old who eats nothing. He still eats, and I'm now thinking there could be something there, and I'm going to have him talk to a doctor about it. But I think I hit the limit. I said, finally, I'm not a short order chef, and I'm tired of doing multiple meals. I'm tired of making this wonderful meal that nobody wants to eat. And sometimes my husband's like, oh, I'm just going to have a bowl of cereal. So the new rule is you don't get anything until the kitchen is clean. Because I'm tired. Now, if I'm making something is really out there, and I know nobody, there's bread. You can have some bread and butter, but I don't do. Because I figure I do the lunches, and they get what they want for lunch. So they've had one decent meal, or breakfast and lunch. And if they're hungry at dinner, they can wait until I've cleaned and loaded the dishwasher, and they can have a bowl of cereal. But that I don't anymore because I just got tired of it. And because, again, he's 12. And there's my daughter who will try anything, and usually ends up loving it. I don't know where I went wrong with him because he's my easy child too. But when it comes to food, he will literally go, I'd rather just not have anything. Thank you very much. And he's very polite about it. Like, he doesn't demand, he just won't eat it. He'll just go, oh, can I wait until the kitchen's clean and have a bowl of cereal? Yep. And that's what he does. But yeah.
I'm going to let you answer, and then I will answer.
Yeah.
So Izzy's a vegetarian, which is, we would support her in her decision, and we want to do that. So I used to cook from scratch. Like when you make a pot pie, make the whole like brew, all that stuff from scratch. It would take 2 hours. Now I have found this wonderful thing called instant meals in a bag. So Royal Asian makes lots of wonderful meals. There are also these lovely Indian dishes that you can get, and you can heat up on the stove. So that's what I do for her a lot of times. And then I make a real meal for Reggie and I, because I can't make a whole vegetarian dish to make it taste good because it takes so long for the sauces,
Yeah.
and then make an entire meal for us. And I'm tired, y'all.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of pre-made meals for her, and then I do some fresh things for Reggie. And the other day, I was tired because I overcommitted. Oh, that sounded like me.
I'm like, wait a minute. No.
And I made some things and they didn't like it. And guess what? That was the meal. I got into a point in my life, I'm 46. This is what I made. If you don't like it, you have to at least try it and eat half your food,
Yeah.
both of you. And then I'm done. God bless you.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
I didn't used to be like that.
And I also will go back to also that point. I love leftovers. I grew up on leftovers. I still think leftovers are the most amazing thing ever invented. And sometimes I make more and I will live off those leftovers all week. And my husband does not do leftovers. He was raised by a single mom who also didn't do leftovers. She would eat it and then dump. And that just drives me nuts. Things only get dumped when I'm like, ooh, that might be questionable. Maybe we shouldn't eat it. But I like to do one big cooking meal every other day, because I just can't. And it's a lot of dishes, and we have baseball almost every night, or my daughter's got something else going on. And I don't like to eat early because nobody's home in time to eat early. So, and I don't like to eat really late. So we do during baseball season, we unfortunately do a lot of takeout.
I'll cook a big meal, thinking like, well, at least I won't have to cook tomorrow. or the
No,
next
you
day.
didn't, yeah,
And
no.
my husband feels like if we eat it for dinner and then take some for lunch. No,
Well, and that's the other
big
thing.
Meals, Easter, whatever, big
Yeah.
meals. He's not eating leftovers more.
Yeah, no, and that's the other thing I had to learn to do. While I can eat the leftovers for lunch and dinner, he cannot. So leftovers get specifically saved for dinner or for lunch if he's working from home. But I mean, we have Jersey Mike's at least one night a week. I have it delivered to the house, so I don't have to go out. And we know we're going to do Uber Eats one night a week because I just can't physically cook.
And I have a recommendation, right? So as a chef, I love cooking and I could do it pretty fast because I already, I have
You
a system.
know how to do it, yeah.
I have a system, right?
Professional.
So I really recommend for you is discuss what the family want to eat. Hey, it honestly is all about communication. What do you think you want to eat this week?
Yeah.
What do you think you want to eat this week?
Yeah.
Okay. When I go grocery shopping, the economy is not the best
No.
in all the system to waste. We're not wasting. So when we go out and we're gonna do the shopping, it's like I know, okay, so you would like some chili or something soupy this week, and you want some chicken, some pork.
Right.
Okay. So I made that grocery list based on what we are going to eat. Right. And we go out and we buy it together. And we know what the kid kind of eat. My son is a picky eater.
He's 7,
right?
yeah, yep.
So, but he's learning. And I say, okay, what you're going to try new this week? And that goes into the grocery list too. We come home and pretty much, and I do this on Sunday for the family, I clean up the meat and I season them and I get them ready. And then the veggies, I know, if we're going to eat 3 peppers, right? So kind of chop and cut and get everything pre-portioned. Hey, they commit to that meal already. That's what's going to happen.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that too, yeah.
And I try to do things that could be warm it up. For example, the chili, I put it in the crock pot because I'm serving so many other things, but I do want my family to eat healthy meals.
Right.
I want to eat a good meal at the end of the day, every day. And even for lunch, I don't have, teachers and people that are out there, when we get 30 minutes, the cafeteria don't serve lunch, decent lunches, and by the time Uber Eats come in, that's it, the lunch is over. So I make sure that I have something going in the crock pot, and then I have something that could be freeze or put away. They don't need to know it's leftover, right?
No.
So you make, the rice or the meat, freeze it. Get the container, and I'm going to show you later on, like the proper containers to freeze, and I put it away. They don't need to know that all the choices are going on. When you make the children, the spouses, the friend, whoever you're partnering with, own that meal, be part of that meal, this is what we choose as a family. And I'm going to tell you, there will be no guilt because this is what we choose as a family. We went to the store together. We decided on this. If you choose on Tuesday that you don't want chili, I am very sorry for you. I'm eating my portion. Your portion will be in the refrigerator for when you choose to eat it, right?
Yep.
And I respect you want an anti-inflammatory meals, you want a low carb. I will put my input into that. Okay, so are you watching your red meat intake this week? Okay, no problem. So we're going to consume fish. Okay, so we're buying 3 portions of fish, 4 portions, 2 for you, 2 for me, how you want your spicy. And I'm going to show you again how to pre-made them,
Yeah.
where you cook everything so quickly. You're going to eat the fish. You don't want the fish? Leave it there. I eat it. And if they don't want to eat it, freeze it. But the thing is, commit your children to the meal, commit your partner to the meal, and it's a done deal. We're not discussing this Monday through Friday. We are eating this.
Yeah.
It's like a business and a corporation. When they're on a project together, we're not doing 3 different projects. I'm just came up with this piece, what you said. I didn't come up with this, it's what she said. There are not 3 projects going on. There is one project.
One project.
We have a meeting. We all decide on whose responsibilities there are. If you're going to the grocery store, fine. You all say, this is the list we're going to create. This is the food we're going to eat this
Yeah.
week. Like you said, you take ownership of it.
Yes.
Go to the store. I make the meals. Project is done. Next project. Next week, we do a different project. This is a meal we're going to do for this week.
Yeah.
Or this month or whatever. I like this.
And it
Ownership.
makes-
Because
yeah,
in every business,
ownership.
there's
Yeah.
ownership. You plan it. There's a meeting. You end the project. We're done.
Right.
It made the child do some of it.
Yeah,
Like
my
if
daughter really loves
changing
being
things in my
involved,
house.
and that's why she goes to Sunday night baseball practice. Because Sunday night is when I'm doing my grocery list and my meal planning. And right now, the only night I can actually cook a proper meal is Wednesday, because there's no baseball. There's nothing that night. So that's when I do my big. Hey, this is because I like to cook a big elaborate meal because it makes me happy. It's just like my happy place. But I right now can only do it Wednesday, and so she usually is like, okay, so butter chicken. Like she could live off butter chicken, especially once I realized I wasn't making it properly. I was only putting half the butter in. I don't know where.
Double the butter?
Yeah, I needed to double. I was reading 4 ounces as half a stick for some reason. That's not.
I've never made it. So
Oh, it's so good. But it's our favorite thing. So right now, it's me looking at my calendar going, "Okay, so what night this week
we can make
can
it."
I do
Yeah,
it? Because I
definitely.
know we're going to have to do takeout to make it, because I can't live off that cold, yucky cheeseburger they sell at the concession stand 3 nights a week. I just can't. It's disgusting.
and make them work for it.
Yeah.
They have to work.
And my daughter loves to cook. She
They
really
could cut,
does.
yeah. They could cut the veggies.
Yeah.
If the daughter prefer to have sandwich, whatever sandwich it is,
Yeah.
train them. I think
Yeah.
working. Like I have a picky eater, and we're working a lot into like, okay, so this week you're eating cucumbers, you're eating peppers, you're eating
Yeah.
this and that. So we like cutting, chopping.
Yeah.
But I think pick a day of the week that work. Like your
And
meal prep is
sometimes
on a
and
Wednesday.
now you've actually inspired me to say to my son, you need to pick one thing that you want to try, and you're going to eat it. Like he still thinks taking 2 bites of a cheeseburger is this miraculous.
No.
Because he'd
He's
rather.
doing you a favor, yeah.
Yeah, but he'd rather just have a bagel with cream cheese every night. But he can make it himself. I mean, I don't make it for him anymore. It's when my kitchen is clean, you may go in now and make your own food because I'm done.
And then they have to wash their own dishes and
Well,
stuff.
he does paper. This is where all my paper stuff comes into play because I set, once I'm clean, my dishwasher is programmed to start at 1 o'clock in the morning. And that's when I want it to run. I better not come down tomorrow morning and see that knife sitting there. So yeah, he has to hand wash the knife and
Paper
throws
goods,
paper.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's one paper. I mean, I came from a place where you could actually put that into your yard waste. They don't do that here. So now I feel a little guiltier about, throwing it in the garbage, but I figure it's one plate.
Reggie does the dishes now.
Yeah, and Reggie
Yes, he does.
and
And you can
yeah.
have a schedule. What are the ages?
11 and 10.
Yeah.
Oh, they could do dishes. Yes, they could do dishes.
Yeah.
And you show them.
And maybe they don't do it because I'm trying to release. It doesn't have to be done. And I've even been tricking myself by putting the bowls in the way I think they would, and guess what? They got clean. But in my head, they shouldn't have been touching each other.
But I think it's when we go back again, right? The house don't belong to you.
Yeah.
The house belong to us.
Oh,
The
wait,
kitchen
I'm
don't
sorry.
belong to you. The kitchen belong to us. The laundry don't belong to you. The laundry belong to us. So when you go from the idea that these all belong to
And
us,
we all have to work.
but you have to do repetition. I'm not saying I learned this from I was born with this knowledge.
Yeah.
I have gained this knowledge.
Yeah.
Because in order for me to accomplish everything I want, I need to make other people responsible of their shares. Okay? I have my 7-year-old sorting laundry.
Yeah.
But take the time to do it. Don't expect your child to know how to cut peppers, and I got a special knife for him, like the junior knife that he's not gonna cut himself.
Yeah.
And I showed him how to do laundry, and I told him the logical. I have this container is white and this one is color because this is how we sort laundry. And I took my time to be like, okay, dark, white. Honey, he's a pro in sorting laundry and he's 7 years old, okay?
Again, I know you're a chef. You need to be available to coach us. In
I know.
our daily
Yeah.
housewife lives.
Yeah. Oh no,
Just-
my daughter hated how I did her laundry. She didn't like the schedule that she fell into when I did laundry. I said, then do it yourself. And I said, I will show you. And I had to buy her the special pods that I think are, pour it out. But I bought her pods because my biggest fear is that she was going to put too much in because ours takes like a drop. So I bought her own pods. And, it works. Yeah.
So I think yeah. And let me tell you, and I actually, I wanted to, and I go back to when I raised my daughter versus what I'm raising my son. When I raised my daughter, I really want her to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Now I did baby her a lot because hey, it's my baby,
your
right?
baby.
But I do look back and I remember telling her, there's a rule here. If that bathroom is not clean on Friday night, nobody's going nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay. She's doing laundry since she's at an early age. I like doing laundry, but I like you knowing how to do your laundry.
Yeah.
At home, the husband do laundry, the child do laundry, the mom do laundry. There's no job in my house that belongs to nobody. The kid take the garbage out. You should see him trying to pull the garbage container that is larger than him, dragging it. I got a picture of him. But you know what? And I take pictures and I show my husband. When we get home, like garbage day, he put the garbage out, right? When we get home before him, I say to the kid, hey, go get the garbage. Yeah. And he could barely walk. The garbage can is double the size of him, and he had the backpack, the water bottle, and the garbage can. I don't care. I am not doing it for him. But that's how, it's our home. It's our laundry. It's our kitchen. It's our floor. This house don't belong to me. Because if it just belonged to me, then what are you all doing here?
I'd love to have my own house, my own space.
So if I have to share my space with you, then let's evenly share the chores as well. And I think communication. So communication, training the children, letting them know. So you learn how to do your laundry because if every mom don't feel good, you should be able to have clean clothes.
Yeah.
They're not doing it for you. I tell my husband, you're not taking care of your child. You're not doing me a favor. It's our child. You are doing your parenting duties. When you wash your uniform, you need clean uniforms for work, right? You're not doing me a favor. Like, oh, I started the laundry. I'm doing my uniform. Would you like me to say congratulations?
For a party, a parade.
But you know what I'm saying. So just help them understand that this is our home, this is our kitchen, this is our laundry. We do it as a team. Children, if you learn, you're gonna have a better life later on.
Yeah.
So just that. There's a reason why. So that's at the end of the day when there's complaint because there is complaints coming up in the home too. I say, well, like you learn. The more you learn now, the better your life will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, I agree. Yep.
yeah.
Any more questions, my ladies?
I was just going to say that reaffirms with me because my kids are small. I have 2 6-year-old twins and a 7-year-old, and I make them very independent. And now we have my grandmother, who's in her 90s, living with us, and she's like, "They're babies. They're not allowed to do this." And it's so it's that different things where it kind of reaffirms I am doing right because I want them to be independent. Yes, I can help them, but I feel like the sooner they can do, and I bought my son the little, knife thing because he likes doing it and stuff like that. So.
And you know what? With my son, what I use, and even actually with my student, with anybody, and even like now as a mom, from mom to mom, tell them we are a team. Like this word family means we're in this together. Okay, because if family means I have to take care of everybody, then I'm your owner. Like do you be like? So if we are a family, this word family means team. This word family means we're doing it together. This word family means we are a commitment. So if we really want to go there and we really wanted to, we know in the back of the head, we're making them independent, but really you are making a team. You're making a team. And I think, and we know how that look, we know how to be leaders, but we know how to be part of a team. And if we teach our children at an early age, we are a team. We work on this together. You're not doing me a favor by dragging the garbage can. You are collaborating to the home. You know, you're not doing me a favor by sorting the laundry. You're not doing me a favor by washing the plates. The plates don't belong to me. The plate belong to us. You know, the bathroom is not my bathroom, it's our bathroom. So I think giving them ownership and having them understand that we are a team, this belongs to all of us. I think that's the key. That's have been the key in my house.
I agree.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Chef Cherry. We have
My
really
pleasure.
enjoyed this.
Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed this Working Mom series with Chef Cherry. Again, go to mindfuleats.co. She's also have Mindful Eats on Instagram and also on Facebook. Make sure you check out our social media links. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,
YouTube.
and YouTube. And from jspierce.com. Want to remind all our moms, we're going to go from guilt to grace, from fear to faith, and from superficially multitasking to superbly managing our time. We'll see you in our next episode. Share, share, share.
Thank you.
Thank you.